This is the ALLWEI Portable Power Station 300W, and in this video, I'm sharing my honest thoughts after using it for a while, hoping my experience can help if you're considering a reliable power backup. So let me give you a quick review, just talking straight about how it looks, works, and why I've come to rely on it for home emergencies and outdoor trips. This power station has a simple, sturdy look with a black body and bright yellow corners, so it's easy to spot around the house or even in a packed car trunk. It's got a large carrying handle molded into the top that feels comfortable, even when the battery's full. It's compact enough for a gadget offering 280 watt-hours of backup. The whole thing weighs barely over 6 pounds, which I'd say is less than your average bag of groceries. The size makes a huge difference to me, because lugging other power sources around, like old lead-acid batteries, used to be a hassle. I started looking for a portable power solution because where I live, we have power outages now and then, often with no warning. I have a few essentials that can't go without power for long: a CPAP machine, my phone, and sometimes a small fan or lamp at night. At first I was skeptical a small lithium battery like this could actually last through even a moderate outage, but the ALLWEI Portable Power Station surprised me. Let's run through the key features. The most important one for users is the capacity: 280 watt-hours, with a max output of 300 watts and a surge of up to 600 watts. This means I can plug in devices that use less than 300 watts at a time. For example, that's enough to run my CPAP, charge my phone, or power a laptop without worry. If you're not familiar with what watt-hours means, it's just a way to measure how much energy the station can supply. So say, if you have a device that uses 10 watts, this battery could run it for about 24 to 25 hours in theory. The station has a simple to understand LCD screen. It shows you how much battery is left, how many watts you're using, and how much you have coming in while charging. I like this feature, since you don't have to guess when the battery will run out. It helps you decide what to power and for how long, which is super helpful if you don't want surprises. Mid-outage, one thing I'd highlight from my experience is the mix of ports you get. There's pretty much everything you'd expect for connecting your gear: 2 AC outlets for plug-in devices, a car cigarette lighter port, 3 DC outputs, 2 USB-A, and 1 USB-C with fast charging. I usually connect my phone to the USB-C port since it supports fast charging, and I can charge my laptop through the AC outlet while also using the DC ports to top up smaller items like flashlights. The fact that I can charge up to 9 devices at once is impressive for a station this size. Charging the power station itself is easy, though you do have to plan ahead if you're expecting a long outage coming. It supports 3 charging methods. You can plug it into a regular wall outlet, use your car's cigarette lighter port, or connect it to a solar panel. I don't have the solar panel, which is sold separately, but using an AC wall plug, it takes around 5.5 to 6 hours to go from empty to full. In the car, it's a bit faster at around 4.5 hours. The LCD screen keeps you updated on the charging process. If I had to nitpick, I'd say I wish the solar panel came in the box, but honestly, for my main use, emergency backup at home, plugging into the wall the night before a storm works perfectly. One minor detail worth mentioning: the station is pretty quiet while charging. There's a silent fan inside that keeps the battery cool, and it never gets uncomfortably warm or noisy. I can leave it charging overnight without any interruptions or loud humming. The built-in LED light is another small but handy bonus. It's on the side of the station and can be controlled with a single button: tap for a standard flashlight effect, another tap for brighter light, and if you hold the button, it switches to an SOS mode that flashes for emergency signals. I've used this twice during outages, and I found it bright enough to move around a dark room comfortably. From my experience, the ALLWEI handled everything I threw at it without fuss. The first proper test was during a 7-hour outage at night. I ran my small CPAP for almost the entire period, kept my phone charged, and ran a little fan for a while as temperatures crept up indoors. The battery lasted the whole night for these basics, and still had a chunk left, which was more than I expected for a unit in this price class. The thing with lithium-ion batteries is that they manage their own health, and this model has what's called a battery management system, BMS. That means if you try to overload the unit, say by plugging in a hairdryer or something that pulls more than 300 watts, it just automatically cuts off, so you don't risk damaging the battery or your devices. That's reassuring, especially when lending it to friends or family. I've actually brought it on 2 short camping trips since I got it, and it made a huge difference. I powered a string of LED lights for our tent, charged everyone's phones, and even plugged in a small speaker. Weight and size matter a lot when I'm packing up for a car camping adventure, and the ALLWEI didn't take up more space than a small cooler. It handled the bumps in the car and some light knocks outside without any trouble. I haven't noticed any issues with build quality. It's solid, no wobbly parts, and all the ports stayed firmly in place. One thing I was curious about when researching was how long the battery could hold its charge while sitting idle. I left the unit unplugged and unused for just over 3 months, and when I checked, it still held almost a full charge, which tells me it's pretty reliable if you want to keep it as a backup that you don't have to think about every day. For maintenance, the manual suggests topping it up every 3 months, just to keep the battery healthy. A couple of things to bear in mind: if you consistently need to power big devices or a lot of stuff at once, or if you expect blackouts to last more than a day and a half, you might want to look at bigger power stations. But for me, the ALLWEI Portable Power Station 300W hits the sweet spot between price, size, and what it can actually do. It's perfect for emergency home use, quick car camping weekends, or just keeping your phone and laptop going if you're somewhere with unreliable power. I also like the peace of mind the warranty gives, knowing the manufacturer stands by the product if something goes wrong, especially given the cost. In conclusion, I'd recommend this for anyone who wants a portable, easy-to-use power source that doesn't cost a fortune. From my experience, it's a real lifesaver for short-term power outages at home and adds a lot of convenience and comfort to outdoor trips. The safety features mean you don't have to stress about the battery or your gear, and charging the unit is straightforward. The size and shape mean you'll actually want to bring it with you, instead of leaving it on a shelf to collect dust. If you're considering a backup battery, but don't want something too heavy, too complicated, or overly expensive, this ALLWEI Portable Power Station 300W is a solid choice. I use it all the time, and it's made power frustrations so much easier to handle, both indoors and outside. You can find detailed information about the ALLWEI Portable Power Station 300W in the comments section. See you in the next video.